Hello, my friend. If you found this video, on some level you have decided you are ready to access the incredible storehouse of energy that is contained in any perceived repressed or negative emotion that might enter your life. And that's very powerful. By the end of this video, you are going to have some clear perspectives that you can utilize should you choose in your life in order to experience your once perceived negative emotions in more, let's say, constructive ways. Because you see, all of us have the ability to experience the entire spectrum of emotions, from the ones that we see as negative, such as sadness, pain, fear, to the ones that we see as positive, such as joy and love, abundance, all these things. And many of us have gone through life running towards one and attempting to avoid or suppress the other. But in this video, in this conversation, I'm going to share with you, as I mentioned, a few perspectives that may help you expand the way that you approach all of your emotions. Because your relationship to your emotions can help open up new ways for you to interface with your entire life. You may or may not be surprised at how much our emotions can consciously or unconsciously drive our decisions, our behaviors, our habits, and our patterns in life. One of the big things we talk about in this channel, one of the many conversations we have, is about our subconscious programming, which often has to do with the patterns or the habits or the thoughts that go on just below our level of active consciousness. So, subconscious. And many of us have had or have subconscious programming that we developed, let's say as an adaptation in childhood, in adolescence, maybe even adulthood, that at one point served us, but we may be perpetuating in the present moment, and it may not be serving us as much as it once did. Some of us may also have in our subconscious repressed feelings, repressed perspectives, things that we do not have or we felt we did not have a conscious solution for, and so therefore we stuffed it away. It's like the emotional equivalent of having a junk drawer. I have a junk drawer, like a physical junk drawer, so I can speak on this. Now, there's no issue with having a junk drawer. It's helpful, however, to be aware that you have one, and it's helpful to understand how to view it, how to sort it, and how to take things out or put things in, which is a lot of what happens in the conversations we're having here. One of the amazing things that you're doing with yourself, that I'm doing here, that we're all doing together, is we are choosing to be present and aware to ourselves, to our patterns, to the intricate nature of our life, so that we can decide what we would like to continue to allow running subconsciously and what we feel complete with. Many times things that happen in our lives that we might once have felt victimized by are really just the symptoms of subconscious patterns that we might have not yet remembered how to reclaim or shift. Being at this point in the video, being at this point in the channel, in my perspective, means that you are connecting with deeper and deeper awareness in this moment about how to navigate your life, and you are remembering that your emotions, whether they are positive, perceived positive or negative, no longer need to be in the driver's seat of your life. Our emotions are powerful tools of communication between ourself and ourself, and they can provide us information and feedback on a number of levels. In our bodies and in our nervous systems, at least this has been my experience, If we have not developed resilience in our body, if our nervous systems, if our physical, actual nervous systems have been tilted in one form or another, sometimes it can feel like a lot to handle emotion. Now, I speak on this from experience. I grew up as a very sensitive child. I did not have clearly defined tools on how to navigate those emotions, so I spent a lot of time disassociating. Over the years, as I got older, I understood how to come back into my body, like literally. Because what I would do is I would actually project myself outside of my body. So people can do this in meditation. I'm sure you can do this as well if you chose to. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but the sensation of being outside of your body is a bit of a disconnection both to yourself and to life. It can allow you to view things from a very objective place, but for myself, I realized I'm a very sensual being of the senses. I am here and I am choosing to have a sensual experience. So I went through the series of steps to reconnect with my body through a combination of things. I did stuff called somatic therapy, which could involve things such as massage. It can involve things such as yoga, such as dancing, such as exercise, literally walking and hiking, moving, breathing, things that have to do with being present and being in your body at the same time. For some of us who have experienced really intense traumatic situations, or maybe not that intense, maybe we've just experienced prolonged low-grade traumas that slightly tilted us, sometimes we find that we have adapted to not be fully in the body. And so when we have really intense emotions, then we may approach those with adaptations. Adaptations can include things like disassociating, like eating a lot of food. It could include sexual, like having a lot of sexual activity. It can include really, anything that involves overindulgence. Because overindulgence is like the equivalent of going la 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 la. Ah. That's what it is. And there's no shame or blame about any of that. For many of us, we were experimenters figuring out how to navigate and survive in a world that maybe felt inhospitable at times. You are here and now. And right here and now, you have the ability to remember how to access not only your resilience within your body, but to access the full spectrum of emotions that are available to you and to be able to see the reframe, the new perspective of how all these emotions serve you. Every single one of them. Yes, even the perceived dark ones, even the perceived challenging ones. From my perspective, we are all beings of light and dark. There is not a resistance to one or the other, because if you perceive yourself as a being of light, but you're pushing away the dark, what you are doing is you are attempting to suppress the shadow. And when we attempt to suppress the shadow, it's much like trying to, block water with water pressure, and it will come out one way or another. It sprays out of the sides and in your face. It's a funny thing. A lot of the practice, a lot of the conversations we have here are about remembering how to have constructive conversations with yourself, are about remembering how to shift or alchemize feelings that were once resistance, that were once shame, that were once blame. Remembering, because here at this channel, I don't have judgments on any of us. We are all human beings having an experience. And we're all experimenting in the ways we know how at any given moment. The ability for you to go, oh, okay, I did that, now what? It's part of what makes a human being so fabulous. In every given moment, you are new now, now, now. In every given moment, you have the opportunity to focus your energy in a new way. Now, that's not discounting. This is not an abdication of responsibility. Abdication is today's 10-letter word. It is not a removal of responsibility. What it is it's an awareness that at any given point, you can focus and perpetuate a new pattern. And this is what is so powerful about being aware of what you are choosing. And even more importantly, being aware while also just being like, okay, that is. Having lightness, some people talk about detachment, having lightness around the experiences of your life, allow you to be flexible. They allow for change. They allow you to be present without taking anything overly seriously, which gives you the flexibility to be everything you are. Kids have got this down. Kids have got this down. You know, they go to a playground, they make friends right away, skin their knee, cry their eyes out, and then they get up and they keep doing something. They are so present to how they feel. And many of us may have had stories about what was or was not appropriate to feel. And then we internalize that. And then when it comes time to feel, we sometimes repress it, suppress it, judge ourselves for having those feelings. Go, oh no, I want to focus a different way. I want to, in order to be healthy, I got to see this. Peace is a symptom that comes from truly embracing everything that is at this moment. It's a paradox. It's an embrace of all the good stuff and all the garbage and all the everything in between in the moment precisely as it is, without requiring it to change to anything else first before you are allowed to be fully present and breathe. If it feels good to you at this very moment, if it feels good to you, I invite you to take a breath of true, pure acceptance in this moment right here. We're living a space of that. No matter what happens before or beyond this moment, right here, right now, we're in a portal of true acceptance of everything that is. And I invite you, if it feels good to you, to be right here. You feel that? Please, if it feels good to you, go ahead and breathe in. Breathe in that acceptance into the depths of your lungs. Let's do this a few times. Again. You can feel it go into the back of your head, into the bottom of your feet. And this time, let's do the whole body. In this moment, in all the ways we are in the field of complete acceptance of what is. Even if there is any lingering of perceived unacceptance, we accept that as well. Because we are here, and we are now, and we are present. I invite you in this moment to feel the appropriateness of this in your body. This is you. This is you in acceptance of everything that is. And whatever happens from this moment forward, you can always access this moment again. Now, it's not about needing to grasp at this moment or for needing every moment to feel this way. It's an understanding and an awareness in any given moment. You do have the natural ability and sense to reconnect to this place. And part of what you are remembering is the natural rhythm and flow with life, in which you can experience things. You don't need things outside of you to be a certain way in order for you to be able to access all the joy, love, peace, prosperity, and sauciness that you are. And I love that for you. So, in this remembering, I offer to you that in this very moment, you have the full spectrum of feelings open to you. I offer to you the consideration that you don't have to be good, and you certainly don't have to be bad. You are simply the experience of all things in any given moment, an artist with a complete set of colors at your fingertips. And choosing some color or another doesn't make you good or bad or right or wrong. It just means you are an artist. And in this way, you get to discover through the application of these different experiences and expressions what delights you and what does not. And the less you judge that, the more the mythical nature of your life comes forward. Because no one but you knows what that path and what that painting looks like. And so for you, my friend, in each and every moment, I imagine it is getting easier and easier for you to drop any of those judgments. And I'm so excited about that for you. Because what a fantastic life and world we live in when all of us are truly painting to the colors that inspire us, that are marching to the beats that really move us. I feel that for every single one of us. And so, if you have had an experience in today's video, I invite you to share in the comments if you feel inspired to do so. I have in the descriptions links to the flow book. It's a tool you can use. You can join my newsletter. I have other portals and pathways for one-on-one or group experiences. And at the time of recording this, I feel that soon I will be doing some lives as well for us. So if that feels fun, let me know. We can set up a pinging system. And in all ways, if this has been of help, inspiration, use, please do like and subscribe. It is always such a joy having these conversations with you, and I so look forward to our next one as well. Talk soon.